Boom, boom, boom. Everybody's here, and welcome back to Dying of Exposure presents Dying of Exsanguination, Curse of Strahd. My name is Steve. I am your game mommy, and I am joined by my barbecued up Strahd Quad. Say hello, barbecued up Strahd Quad.
Hello,
Hello,
barbecue.
Strahd Cod.
Strahd Cods. The new undersea Pixar spin-off of our campaign specifically.
Get Disney to make the fish propaganda again.
Yeah.
So everyone watches Finding Nemo.
Yeah, and get if Disney could just stick to fish
this
propaganda,
is a true story.
that'd be nice. But nonetheless, we are back. We are here. We're here to play. And so let's do a little brief recap because there's not too much detail to go in from last session. You all found a speakeasy casino underneath a place called Vallaki Lettering. You don't know much about Vallaki Lettering, the business, but the speakeasy casino seemed quite fun. Good food, good booze, good tobacco, lots of people playing different table games. As the hours waned on into the night, eventually things shifted and magical purple fluid was passed out via shot glasses to everyone. Most of the party decided to take a swig with the exception of Mwezi-Mwezi, who just kept it in their mouth the whole time. Party then found themselves with pockets full of little glowing tokens, which they did not know what they were, but did gamble a little bit with them. Eventually, they discovered these tokens were life tokens, which prompted Esther, who ran into the form ghost, spirit, soul, revenant, something, undead, maybe, form of her first husband, and tried to quickly push her own life tokens into his hands by a little friendly one-on-one game gambling. Unfortunately, that did not go super well. Nothing super tragic, just not very successful. Upon exiting the casino, Scratch found themselves 14 tokens up and thus 14 years healthier. This didn't make Scratch look particularly younger. There's just more vitality to her. She has a bit more energy. Mwezi-Mwezi was even. Esther, I believe, was 5 years shaved, or 5 years more the high spirit. The green token holding, as opposed to the purple token holding rest of the group, Belladonna found themselves holding 122 extra green tokens in their pocket, as they all came to realize that this place was where outsiders would spend purgatory until they would be reincarnated again in Barovia, since their souls could not exit it. And that's where we left off. 122 green glowing tokens. No tokens in the hands of anyone else. Just in Belladonna's hands. You're all out front of this casino. It is late at night. Like 3-4 a.m. in the morning. The world around you, Vallaki is quiet. You're not seeing lights very much on inside of anything. There's no taverns still open. It's dark time with just the guttering of dim street lamps that are kept. And
Belladonna would be most concerned walking right out of the speakeasy, the bar, whatever you would call it, whether or not she still feels the presence of her patron, how connected she feels, like now that we're outside of this weird liminal purgatory space that siphons up any sort of wayward nonsense.
It wasn't completely absent when you were in the speakeasy, but it is more back to normal presence now. You notice more that it feels a little bit stronger now that you're back out of the speakeasy. But no, I'm not going to make you roll for it. No change from any kind of normal thing. As far as feeling them goes, if you want to learn if they have any other reactions to what's happening, you can roll Arcana, Religion, or I don't know, Wisdom saving throw. If you want a little bit more, but you know they're at steady right
What
now.
actually? I would love to, since you threw it out there as a as a strange option, I would love to make a wisdom saving throw. And I don't know how to articulate how Belladonna would embody that, except for to say basically like the video game equivalent of having exclamation marks above her head. Like Belladonna is just signaling out confusion and hoping for some sort of response. That is a 19.
With a 19 Wisdom saving throw, it isn't. Nothing about your connection or the strength of it is changed. But I feel like there was a brief like almost errant thought, like an intrusive thought that dissipated quickly, that told you you should swallow those 122 tokens. You should consume them. But it dissipates very quickly.
Mm-hmm. I do frequently want to eat gravel. True.
Mwezi, actually, can you give me a wisdom saving throw in this moment too?
Oh, son of a bitch. Wait a second. Yeah, now I'm going to use this one. Wisdom. 11?
You can, something that's a little bit new, but I don't think you can quite pin your mind on it. I can't. If you were in your anthropomorphic form or your full animal form, your ears would twitch trying to hear something, but you can't hear anything and quickly dismiss it as nothing. But something, for not for Mwezi-Mwezi the character, but for you the player, Chimerror, something felt like it was trying to communicate for like the briefest, most distant second. But with an 11, you don't really get any sense of it beyond that, and it goes away so very fast. Esther, you met your first husband. Scratch, you met the first person you met here that was from the fold. How y'all feeling?
Esther is. Oh, sorry, Scratch. Go ahead.
Oh, Scratch is feeling great. That's it.
Scratch is pumped.
Yeah.
Esther is the base level like sadness I think that Esther had in immediately meeting her like first husband and like the grief that came with that has been very like it's been handled with a lot of experience in her life, like almost immediately, where she's now only viewing it in like the positive of getting to spend a little bit more time with like the only person she's ever loved. So she's honestly, she is top tier. She's pumped. She feels rejuvenated. She's a little mad at herself for feeling more rejuvenated with those 5 years. But also has the generalized understanding, I believe, that it doesn't matter whether or not he has those life points or not. So she's feeling actually surprisingly fine, but her mascara is still a little bit ran.
And then Scratch is feeling good as Scratch has learned it's like, well, purgatory here isn't that bad. It seems fine. Like it could be worse for.
She's got a lot of things run through her mind, but overall she's feeling like, for the most part, the rush of suddenly feeling 14 years younger is, putting a glow on everything.
So it is the middle of the night. I assume that the idea would be to go back to your room, unless you all want to do some late night towns asleep snooping.
Do we think Lady Walker is still on us? I
You-
feel like
You have no way of
Okay.
knowing what Lady Walker is up to.
I mean, if she's got eyes on us, all we're doing is go back to our room. I mean, she probably
Yeah.
already knows where that is. So
I meant waiting for us, as in like she's
Oh.
there.
I don't know.
She
We
was-
could go check. But yeah, let's go back to our room.
Yeah, I think
I
regardless,
think
it
it is
seems like
imperative that we head back, and at the very least, we need to discuss what we've learned here tonight. We need to head back to our room either way, whether there is something waiting there for us or not.
And how far away are we from the scary cat in a box? Carnival guy? What's his name?
Oh, Rick
Um,
Tom,
I knew what she was talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got
you're far enough away from them. You know, they're like 5 minutes down the road in the opposite direction of the inn.
Esther would probably suggest maybe if we were waiting to see if that guy was going to stay or not, whatever our stakeout was for, whatever information you're trying to gather, if it's not too far, to like swing by, do a quick check, and then head back to the room.
I think I am more worried that we get back to the room first now. It
Yeah,
seems
I
he
think-
knows he's there. We now know he comes, he feeds it with the. That's enough knowledge for that.
Yeah, we can ask him directly. Go find him tomorrow.
Cool.
All right, yeah, let's turn in.
So you all head back to the Blue Water Inn. Again, the town is quiet. Not to the degree that it's like all lights are completely. Again, there's like dim street lights there. I'd love for all of you, as you approach the Blue Water Inn or get kind of closer to it, if all of you could roll a perception check for me, please.
Mm-mm.
It's a 9.
That's a
9.
nat 20 for a total of 24.
Okay, 20 with 24, 22, 19. So, Belladonna, a little bit more weighted in her mind than the rest, doesn't quite overhear this. Scratch and Mwezi-Mwezi, you do hear quiet conversation, kind of what would be down and across, south and across in the kind of like town's center of town area of Vallaki. But it's just muttering. You're both headed toward it, or headed back toward the inn, or you're all headed back toward the inn. Esther, you hear the voices a little bit more clearly, and you can tell that that isn't somebody having a louder conversation inside of a room, that there are some people outside talking in like a regular conversational tone. It's the distance that makes it harder to hear, not the it's not in hushed tones. There are regular people talking outside in town square. You are not required to do anything on this. This is just what is happening at this time of night here in Vallaki.
Can I eavesdrop? Am I close enough?
Yeah, you can. You'd have to get a little bit closer to get like real clarity on it, but yes, you could eavesdrop. You can tell that it's coming from the town square area, which you know is mostly commercial and shops.
Esther immediately pulls Scratch aside and goes, "Scratch, hot gossip, 12 o'clock. Or whatever," and points in the direction.
Yeah, let's take a quick detour.
I like the idea of you pointing and saying 12 o'clock and pointing in a non-12 o'clock direction. Okay, so Scratch and Esther are peeling off. Mwezi-Mwezi and Belladonna, do you follow?
I follow.
I don't think Belladonna would. Belladonna is beelining it back to the Blue Water Inn.
So noticing that Belladonna is
and I rolled a performance check. Belladonna rolled a 7 on a performance check to seem cool. Belladonna's not cool. Belladonna's physically like shaken. Mwezi of anybody could probably hear her heart beating. She's like, she's heading directly towards the hotel and is not good about it.
You two go. I'll go with Sister Belladonna. She seems. Yeah. So I'll go with Belladonna. Thank you for split the party, Steve.
We simply cannot all stand around anymore, all grouped together eavesdropping when there's a suspicion system in town. We can't do it.
Well, I don't imagine we'll stand around listening. We're still walking back. We're just taking a little longer way. We might, slow our pace a little.
I need both Esther and Scratch to roll a stealth check, but you're going to be rolling it with advantage because it's the middle of the night. It's very easy to be quiet and nobody's around. There's not like guards out.
I have disadvantage because of my armor.
Okay, so flat for you.
Or roll normal. Flat. Okay.
Yeah, 13 without advantage.
Also 13.
You're both perfectly fine. So you get to see this before anything, either or any of these folk notice you. Esther and Scratch, you approach something that you can see at a distance, even in this like dimmer light, which was not there when you rolled through earlier today. The stocks were there, but they were empty. And you've taken notice of them now because there are currently 3 men, 2 women, and 2 boys that are all in stockades, heads, hands, all stocked, with roughly sewn canvas-made donkey masks placed over each of their head. And there's a sign that you can't read from this distance that looks like it's a sort of like official declaration near them. And they're just having a conversation amongst themselves here in the middle of the night. What?
Okay. I was just going to say, can we hear like more about what they're talking about?
Yeah. So they're having a conversation, and most of them are quiet. You suspect, based off of body language, that the 2 boys are asleep, like passed out in the stocks, which is but one of the men and one of the women are talking, and they're going back and forth, and man's like, I told you that this would be it. Now, just try not to think about how hungry you are. And a feminine voice responds, well, it's hard to think about anything else because we're just here and we can't see anything. And we don't know when they're going to let us out. And I'm more worried about how hungry the boys are. And man replies back, Mac, I'm sure that they won't let us starve to death here. I mean, all we did was make a bit of a stink. It'll be fine. And it's like, oh, you always said it'll be fine. You said it'd be fine when you started making those jokes in the tavern, and then all of us got pulled in. And it's like, hey, not you, I, and the kids, yes, but I'm not responsible for everyone that's here. But you're right. I probably should have kept my mouth shut. And it's like, you should learn how to keep your mouth shut more often. And so that's kind of the bickerings of a couple.
Okay. Scratch casts a glance over at Esther.
Can you believe? Oh my god, this is like the most entertaining thing I've ever heard. Okay, so they made a joke at a tavern. I think we perhaps have done much worse, which is very concerning. So maybe we should help these people, and if we help them, then they'll come and help us when we are inevitably in the stockades.
Yeah, I like that theory. Yeah, we can poke our head in real quick, but let's not get too wrapped up in anything. Maybe they'll still be here tomorrow.
Sure. Also, do you feel surprisingly rejuvenated after that nice little trip to the place?
Oh yeah, I feel like a young cat again.
I love it. I feel so fresh and so spring new,
Yeah,
I'm
we
just
should go
gonna,
back.
maybe, you know what a fantastic idea. Maybe not tonight, not just the two
Yeah,
of us, but maybe we could go together, just the two of us. We could just go hang out, have a little night for ourselves if we're gonna be here. You
Yeah.
want to go? Yeah, let's hang.
Tomorrow night, maybe. Yeah.
I love it. And she's just full beelining it over towards both of them to go remove their like donkey hats as well to go like assist.
So you approach these docks. They're in open air and everything. There's no like structure kind of covering them or anything like that, or even like preventing daylight or rain or whatever would be there. So they're in open air. A glance around shows that like nobody appears to be watching these people. You can see that the stocks have heavy padlocks on either side of them, so they're not like hinged. It requires probably two people to lift one of these like old dense wood halves on top of each person, and stocks them and then lock them down. But if you go and you just walk up and pull off the masks, Esther, you remove the masks aren't like attached or anything like that. They get removed, and you can see two people, man and a woman, somewhere roughly in their 30s. Pretty nondescript, kind of average, sort of like gently underfed, which is sort of the aesthetic of most of the Vallaki citizenry, or the majority of it at least, but not like starving. People, one woman with like kind of like dirty blonde hair, and a man with like kind of black hair, with a kind of prematurely receded hairline. He's lost a lot of it. His face doesn't belie the same years that his head of hair would. And they both look up and they're like, oh, excuse me. We weren't trying to cause any. And then he's immediately kind of confused because he can see most of Scratch with his head down, but not Scratch's head. So he sees like paw feet, and then like a relatively nicely dressed person, neither of which invoke "I'm a Vallaki guard" to them, and it's like hello, and you can recognize they can't really lift their heads to meet your eyes.
What was the joke?
What was? What joke?
You're speaking so loudly. I'm sure half the town can hear you at this point. You're the joke that you told in the tavern that got you here. I'm trying to gauge how serious my own follies have been.
What the I don't want to repeat the joke. Joke got us, and the woman interrupts and is like, "You're not going to repeat the joke. The joke is what got us in here. It was a bad joke. Bad joke.
What was it about?
I mean, it was made in poor taste, mocking the Baron and his various festivals. And it was an ignorant and mean-spirited thing to say, and we're very sorry that we said it. Well, he's very sorry that he said it, and we're very sorry. I'm very sorry that I married him in this moment.
Well, if you ever need help with that little problem, just let me know. My name is Esther. It's so nice to meet you. I'll be here until whatever that festival is. So and I immediately pull Scratch aside, probably still loud enough for them to hear us, but like aside enough, and go, so do you think that you can maybe use your cool little cat things to pick that over there?
Oh,
that little
yeah.
block.
Easily. But, well, hold on a second. Scratch, like, kind of turns towards the other two and is like, you guys are just going to be released from here after a while, right? Like, this isn't a death sentence, right?
No, it's not a death sentence. We're being punished for quote-unquote malicious unhappiness. And you can see on the kind of, like, wood board where it posts their crimes, malicious unhappiness, spreading negative opinions about upcoming and previous festivals.
Oh, wow. Okay. Scratch is like, okay, thanks. She turns back to Esther. So I could, but I feel like that might get them in worse trouble, and it would also get us in trouble.
You're so right, and I should think before I start to do things, which is why I brought you along. I thought maybe, and this is the wiseness, right, from the fold that you're bringing to me.
Yeah, exactly. It's yeah, don't worry, I won't steer you wrong. I'll steer me wrong plenty. I'll never steer anyone else wrong. She turns back, so Scratch turns back to the two, and she was like, okay, so I couldn't help but overhear something about the boys. You have children?
Yes, the two over there. And you can see two children, not over 6, couldn't be over 10. So, like, grade school children are also in the stocks. Yes, there's our sons. They grab the whole family.
The kids are in the stocks too.
Yeah, the kids are in the same stocks.
I have 7 rations left. Can I pass out 4 of them? How many people are here? I'll buy more.
There's 6 people total, who you surmise to be the husband and wife, a woman and a man that are both either not talking or unconscious, sleeping, and the 2 boys who are sleeping.
So split it half and half, Scratch. We'll do 3 and 3 rations.
Yeah.
We're
probably gonna have to feed them the food. Just yeah. Okay. So we'll take some time to do that.
So you remove the donkey masks from the people. Obviously, if you're going to feed them, you have to wake them up. I need whoever is feeding, like the kids and the husband and wife, those ones you feed fine. I need a dexterity saving throw from the woman who you had to remove her mask to feed her, who you not yet talked to. I need a dexterity, so whichever one of you is feeding that person, you can choose. And you can feel free to metagame it for whoever has the highest dex.
Not me.
I only have a +2, but that's all right.
Better than a -1.
Yeah. I got a 9.
Scratch, I need you to roll a d4 for me.
All right. 3.
Scratch, you get bit real hard on the hand as you pull this person's mask off, and even if you're like slow with it, the moment your hand gets anywhere close to their mouth, they bite for it, and then spit, and they're like, and they just say, "I don't need any charity from you, you filthy Vallaki citizen, locking me up. I'm not governed under your rules."
Hey, neither am I, dick. I'm from the fold.
I don't know where that is, and I don't
ration
care.
Or not? Well, it's not Vallaki. You want this ration or not?
No, I don't want your gifts.
Good. So I only give out 2, I guess.
The other man just gratefully accepts it. Just like, thank you. And the husband and wife are like, we really appreciate it. We sure do. We really appreciate everything that you're doing. You're right. It's smart not to let us out. We'll just get everyone in more trouble. They'll let us out eventually, but the food will make most of the worst part of this. What is this, hardtack? Fancy. And then they proceed to chew for 15 minutes. It's on the food. But yeah, you see them all in the stocks, including the kids. You see that they're doing it. There is no like remark on the sentence. You do see below their statement of incarceration, you do see a flyer or a few flyers that are pinned over older flyers. The surface flyers say, "Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Attendance and children required. Rain or shine, all will be well." And then it just is signed the Baron.
Children required.
Can I take one?
Yeah, you can take one. And when you do take one, you expose a previous flyer below it that it covered up called "Come one, come all. It's the greatest celebration of the year. The Wolf's Head Jamboree. Attendance and children required. Pikes will be provided. All will be well. The Baron."
What does it mean,
Well, that
and
explains
children required? I have to bring my own kid? Am I allowed to enter without a child?
Yeah, they just mean that the kids aren't exempt from the situation.
Perfect. I was scared I was gonna have to kidnap somebody.
Yeah, really worried. I'm all excited.
I'm suspicious of this.
But yeah.
Baron fella.
With this, we're gonna cut back to Mwezi-Mwezi and Belladonna. You are heading back to the Blue Water Inn. It is not that far from here. It's only a few minutes of walk from where you were on the road. Do you do anything before entering, or do you just go in, either of you, as you approach?
Belladonna's probably still extremely distracted, very single-minded, and just marches in and goes up to their room. Probably goes through the back that they exited from instead of through the main entrance to avoid the crowd, but she's not being cautious either.
Yep. I think also.
When you go to enter from the back, you find that the door is locked. Because that door connects to the back hallway of several of the rooms. So you go up the little back stairs, the little side entrance that you exited from. It wasn't locked on your way out, but it is locked on your way in.
How locked? How strong does this lock feel? Can I like shoulder check it, or is it like a deadbolt?
You feel, based off your history with the Mardukov family and Erwin specifically, there's not going to be a useless lock in this place. It's not going to be locked up like, a jail cell, but it's going to be quite sturdy.
Okay. Then yeah, she'd go around. She's not about to try to break in the back either.
Let us go. Guess we have to go up front.
You do find yourself going around. The front door, as always, is open. Blue Water Inn keeps staff staff operating 24 hours and everything, though the main entry room and the like main area of the floor and everything is empty, all except for Erwin, who is currently sitting on a bar stool behind the bar reading a book, and just kind of glances up and is like looks over at Belladonna, and it just goes, you're here. Welcome back. I hope you all had a safe night. Anything you all need?
Belladonna won't say anything and just go up to the room. If she takes a quick glance around and it doesn't look like somebody's here waiting for us, yeah, she'll just go back up to the room.
It does not seem so. Thank you, innkeeper.
When
then
you
walks.
Yeah. As you both head up to the room, when you open the door, it's not very hidden, so you'll eventually come across it. There is a note addressed to Belladonna in Erwin's hand, stating that the Lady Wachter was looking for you, couldn't convince them that you weren't staying here, was able to convince them that I had no idea where you were, which was easy because I didn't. It didn't keep eyes out.
Mm-hmm. And you'll probably crumple that up and throw it aside. Is there a table or a desk in this room?
Yep. There's multiple end tables and a whole proper desk.
She'll clear off the desk dramatically if necessary with a sweep of the arm, but probably not because I don't think we've used it yet.
Nope.
And she'll dump out all of those gems and start counting again to make sure.
Mwezi-Mwezi, you see 122 glowing green gems in the style of the purple gems, but green, more than anyone else that you noticed had, as Belladonna starts counting them.
My God. Okay, I don't want to use a player, but that is so lucky, Sister Belladonna, to have so many.
Yes, it is very interesting. Very interesting. Confirms a lot. Lucky, because now I know a lot of things. I'll look around. How hard is it? What's the desk made out of?
The desk is made out of... Yeah, because it would have been a reason that you would have stayed here. The desk is excellently crafted. Not particularly ostentatious, but so sturdy and made out of an old hardwood. It genuinely feels phenomenal to take a piece of parchment or paper or anything and an inked pen and write on it. It feels so good. It gives exactly the right scratch kind of traction on that. And it's an excellently made desk, which is, offhandedly one of the reasons that he was so fond of this room.
Belladonna will dig through her alchemy kit and grab one of her whetstones or grinding stones and put that on the desk and scoop up a small handful of gems and place it on the slab. And she will get her bottle and cast Shillelagh and try to crush them as hard as physically possible.
It's an interesting move. Give me I guess this would have to be strength. So a strength check. Athletics, I suppose.
Can it be not that? Because I use Shillelagh and that gives me my
give me your caster bonus, like you were attacking it with a Shillelagh. Yeah, 100%.
Did that on purpose.
That was a good move.
That is a 23 to hit.
23 to hit. And Shillelagh makes it a magical weapon. I think. Does it? Let me check.
No, let me double check.
Let's see.
It's force damage or the weapon's normal damage choice type. My choice. It doesn't say anything, I think, here about it being considered a magical weapon. It just gives me the ability to use my spellcaster.
I think since you're using your spellcaster, we'll call it magic. How many of the gems did you put in there?
I'd say a small handful is somewhere between 5 and 7.
You manage. It takes a lot of your will. And it feels like Mwezi-Mwezi, visually watching Belladonna do this, you can see like the full strength of arm in this. But the amount that Belladonna is immediately sweating upon doing this would be like incongruous with the amount of time, even with that much strain happening. Belladonna, you managed to, with a 23, begin to crush a couple out of these gems. You realize that they are extremely hard and get an angle on a couple of them, but if they're grouped up in any kind of amount, their mutual like overall hardness and tension is real. It distributes even the magical force pretty well. But you do manage to crush out a couple of them. As you do, can I have you make me either a wisdom or charisma saving throw, please, Belladonna?
Charisma. $16.
16 is enough. Can I have you give me a dexterity save as a follow-up to that?
That's a 3 for the dexterity save.
So you take no damage, but you do, and Mwezi-Mwezi, you see this, there's no visual, but Belladonna, you feel it. You feel a pair of hands right at your chest shove you so hard that it almost feels like someone took a battering ram to your chest. Chest, but it's a pair of hands shove you so hard, and you manage to hold your footing, maybe because you're so concentrated, maybe because you're gripping the shillelagh and everything. Hold your footing from being pushed or launched back, but it does shove you to the ground and basically shove you onto your butt.
I'm gonna immediately run like over to her. Are you okay? Are you okay?
I think she'll like scramble up, still holding the bottle, and like kind of wave it around the room a little bit, gesturing kind of at the air.
Yeah.
Oh, very rich coming from you. You have no right to tell me how to feel about this. Just screaming at the air, kind of babbling.
I believe you continue to talk with the spirits. I will go be the eyes out for us. I am familiar with how people with magic work. It's very and so like yeah, it goes. That's what I go off to. Like,
I'm not really listening.
Wesley, give me another wisdom saving throw. Make this observation.
4.
I can't respect it, or I can't not respect this. Mwezi-Mwezi. Speaking of spirits, it's hard to tell which, but in your mind, Mwezi-Mwezi, you hear with the confidence of age and the wisdom of age. Maybe not a voice that's not familiar, but speaks to you almost familiar in a familiar tone, like a grandparent or a great grandparent would speak to a grandchild, and just says, "Not all spirits are kind."
So, well, one of the things so if I could have a moment to try, like, if I can get out of sight of Belladonna
Yeah.
and all that, maybe like go outside the room and kind of just like, wait. I want to try to shift back into the, I guess I'll have to go all the way to like to the feral form,
Mm-hmm.
figuring it would be easier to get out like that as just, oh, some weird street dog.
Some dog. Yeah.
Yeah. And I try to follow. No, not all spirits are kind. Are, are you a kind one?
You, with a 4, you don't get anything back. But kind of like a huff, like a silly question to ask, and an instinct that they were not talking about themselves. They were talking about the other spirit you mentioned, offhandedly. And yeah, and then you're in dog form, or you're in like canine form. Give me a survival or nature check.
Jeez. I'm just gonna read all that. I can't read it. 8. Not doing great.
Everything in this, it's not that your like abilities change so much as like what type tends to land in the mind first can adjust. If you're consciously thinking about it, it's all the same level of like sensory receptors, and there's no real significant change in your ability to smell or hear or see or anything form to form. However, in canine form, like sense of smell, huge, huge and foremost, and sense of taste, usually kind of like are the second thing. And you smell some slow kind of cooking food, probably downstairs in the kitchen, some sort of stew. And then you do know that there are other people beside yourselves and Scratch and Esther that are staying on this, on this floor, but you don't smell anything like blood or fear or anger or anything like that. It all seems relatively like what you would expect a tavern/inn to smell like normally.
Where should we go to talk?
You get no response.
Then I'm just gonna sit outside the door and like keep guard over the door.
Back inside with Mwezi-Mwezi exiting, Belladonna, you have swung your item and chided your spirit for this. What do you do next? Do you try to grind more of the life tokens?
No, I don't think that. I think she would further inspect the ones that she banged up already, see how they're like looking. Maybe, yeah, take a not insignificant amount of time to do a good deep arcana.
Yeah, give me Arcana with advantage. or investigate with advantage, whatever's higher.
Ooh, I will take investigation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be 18.
With an 18, Belladonna, you have a little bit of time to focus and like really divide into this. There's a lot of this that feels like raw, vibrant energy to you, not necessarily now broken, not necessarily assigned. The color of it doesn't change. It stays green. But there's something about it that goes beyond what you know of curative magic. So it feels like it's in that realm. But you, with an 18, you don't know exactly what, but this does feel like it could be a component of like a restorative of some kind. But yeah, with an 18, I think that's as far as you get. It does feel like it's in the line of some of the magic Esther casts specifically.
Okay. Besides fucking around with them and studying, I don't think she'd have much else to do at this current moment.
All right, so we will then cut back over to Esther and Scratch. The people are fed, except for the one that bit your hand and doesn't want anything to do with you. You now have seen both the flyers. You've talked a little bit about like what specifically got them in. They're still unwilling to tell you exactly the joke that they said, other than they were making fun of the festivals.
Fair enough.
But
Don't make fun of the festival. Noted.
And everything. Is there anything else you do before you head back to the inn while you're here with these people in the middle of the night?
Doesn't
Probably
seem like
not.
we're like missing anything from their interaction or anything. Not like
Yeah,
any deep-seated secrets to pull from these folks.
No, I think I think we're good here. Probably just give them our names.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll probably just wish them a good night and good luck, and we'll be off.
Very low DC. Both of you give me an intelligence saving throw.
22.
Okay.
15.
Both of them easily cleared that. You do remember to, or they remind you, or whatever the events are, to put the donkey masks back on their heads so that nobody knows that anyone talked to them.
Can I ask them real quick what the significance of the donkey is?
What?
What the significance of the donkey is? It like a specific thing for this land, or is it just general humiliation?
Too bad Belladonna isn't here to tell us.
We gotta explore the culture on our own now. Bummer.
Yep.
One of the wife just says, "Oh well, weirdly enough, the donkey masks are super appropriate for my husband, at least, because it just means that we're jackasses." And
as I figured.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That feels like a universal thing between the planes.
Perfect. And as I said, if you ever need help with that little problem of marriage, you come to me. I'll be here for a while. Okay, come on, Scratch. We're off to onward. Good luck in prison, folks. I will see you.
Scratch follows behind and is looking at the wife's expression specifically to see how she reacts to her saying that again.
In a very common, what a delight to briefly think about. but obviously the anger currently is mostly around the current situation. This is not a woman that like hates her husband. She's mad that this happened. She's not happy about it, but a very like, I wouldn't mind killing him a little, but I'd need him to, you know, continue existing after that. Kind of thing. But both of you walk back to the Blue Water Inn. Both of you find the same sort of empty space, and Erwin Mardikoff behind the bar reading his book, and he acknowledges both of you. He acknowledges both of you and just goes, "Anything y'all need before heading up for the night?"
Could I have a shot of whatever your strongest alcohol is?
Absolutely. I'd love to give you a shot of my strongest alcohol.
I've had it such a long day.
Yeah.
And she just throws it all back as soon as she gets it.
Give me a Constitution saving throw. And then what about you, Scratch?
The Scratch is going to engage in conversation after this.
Okay.
6.
6. With a 6, with a 6, you don't throw it back up, but you reset your expectations on what strong alcohol is here. And what it appears like to you is that these people will drink what simply must just be rubbing alcohol in a glass, if so inclined. This doesn't taste like hard liquor. This doesn't taste like mash, and it doesn't taste like moonshine. It tastes like something that you would use to clean a body, and everything. You feel like more than 2 shots of this, and you might have the blinded condition.
Perfect.
So it is
settled with my 1.
Scratch is just goes like, oh no, I'm good. Did anybody stop by looking for us or leave us any messages or anything today?
Erwin looks around. Yeah, I left a note in your room. There's a person you probably don't want to interact with that came by looking for you all. Unfortunately, I could not convince them that you were not here, but I did convince them that you were not around, and I had no idea as to your whereabouts.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. So woman by Lady Wachter, not a kind of customer anyone wants to have even a passing conversation with.
Okay. I suspected as much. That name, we've heard that name at least once so far already.
She's pretty notorious.
So someone we don't want to interact with in what way? Like what are the potential consequences here?
Well, she's a mean old broad. That's the one. So she's not very pleasant to begin with.
I can handle mean.
She's a mean old broad. Number 2, she tends to be too nosy into the goings and comings on, but for her own advantages. And number 3, she's a loyalist of the Devil Strahd. So,
there we go. Okay.
Not the kind of folk that we like to interact with here. And by your very nature being out-of-towners, you are inherently on her distrust and potential enemies list. So regardless of what your plans are.
Well, we'll do what we can to not bring any trouble to you in your establishment. Thanks for the heads up.
Appreciate it. The other 2 rolled up a bit ago, so y'all should be settled in. I haven't heard anything significant since then.
All right. Great. Well, thank you very much. And if Esther's feeling all right, I think we'll head up to the room.
Absolutely. And also, what is this? And how do I order more of it eventually? Oh my god.
That's a little special family brew that we have. Maybe no more than 1 a day to start with. It's a great way to kickstart a real fun night if you just have it and then other things beyond it. By itself. But yeah, just one a day to start with. It takes a little bit to build up. We start drinking it when we're kids.
And
Yeah.
delightful. And I love that for you. Scratch. Let's to bed, you know? And she just falls off of her stool and will start walking up towards wherever the room is.
Scratch is helping steady her.
Yeah. Yeah,
and we go up to the room.
Yeah, you're not quite blackout, but you're shockingly close for one shot of liquor where your body's just like, your brain is just screaming, trying to figure out what's happening to it. As you roll up, no magical properties, by the way, just good old bad choices. You all make it up to the room. You see first, of course, at the entryway, Mwezi-Mwezi is there in hound form.
Scratch pets Mwezi-Mwezi.
Mwezi-Mwezi wags, and then goes back to human form. Okay. It was. There was a note on the door that said that we should have eyes about, because the noble lady, she came in. She doesn't want. It would be bad if she got better. So that is why.
That makes sense. Okay.
We can come up with a card scheme in the room.
Yeah. We'll figure out we'll figure that out inside. Do you want to step inside, or is Belladonna? Does she need privacy again?
I think it would be good to have a barrier of privacy, considering what she is doing and working on.
Okay.
But we should be there for her safety.
So do we go in or not?
At this point, I just open the door and bring them in.
Okay. Scratch looks immediately around for what Belladonna is up to, trying to get a read on if it's okay to come in or not.
I think Belladonna is at the desk. Everything she'd been the only one to use it previously the day before when she had asked for privacy, and so only her things have been displaced, but they have been dramatically displaced, and the gems are in neat piles, sorted, easy to count for anyone else, because again, they're divvied up, and there are a few that look like they have been attempted to be crushed, but are resilient. And she is clearly very distraught, red-rimmed, very flustered.
Yeah. Scratch takes it all in. Go ahead.
Think this perhaps time we discuss the stakes. I think we have all realized today that they are higher than we thought they were, and we might want to decide today whether or not each one of us wants to go forward with this.
Well, I've been informed roughly that if we are to kill this Strahd, then we can set free every soul that was in that area. Correct?
That is the idea. It is impossible to know.
Well,
that is why it's your choice.
That I am 1,100% in on killing Strahd. And I am here for it, and I am here for saving everybody.
I don't think my ancestors would be happy if I didn't try to fight Strahd. So I am going to continue on.
I sure as shit ain't sticking around Barovia forever. Although after what I saw last night, I guess it's not the worst, but I got shit to do.
It can be much worse than you know. Scratch. That is why we need
Oh, I
to have
believe
this
you.
discussion.
Yeah.
It is. Is there anyone who would look for you? Is there anyone, as we have learned, even deceased, who it might harm you to know would be here? Because Strahd will find them and he will bring them here through space and time. He will do what he can to hurt you. If you have
Interesting.
any stakes, he will find them. He couldn't hurt
Guess we'll
me to kill me because I am native Barovian. By my estimation, I count here. I will live to be 150 years.
Wow.
That is what he has given to me. And I did not even get to spend one of them with my husband before Strahd murdered him. So Strahd will find a way. And that is what you need to know now. Whether you are in or out, we have just found a lot of people who could hurt him. The stakes are higher now than ever. Our names are now known by everyone who's ever tried to harm him. So you need to make the decision very seriously.
What would it mean to be out? There would be no escape.
I have never seen this before. Strahd's punishments are personal, as it may turn out.
I still see no reason not to go ahead.
Well, I for one say let everyone know our names. And let them write stories and songs about how valiant we were and how successful we were at the whole event. And then we'll save everyone. And I think we can do it. And I think everyone here has sufficient motivation to really give it their all.
It is so
Esther.
funny, Esther, that you say that. Writing songs and stories. Because I think that maybe we should start a book club.
I love that.
And I
What
think
are
I
we
know where
reading
we
from?
should start. Well, if we go back to my home, we may not leave here now. There are things we yet need to do. But I have a library at my home of materials I think might be of interest to people who have similar motivations, similar predicaments to us. Work that has been useful in this before, but again, will be very dangerous.
Well, Belladonna, I told you day one, and I have not faltered. I'm here to follow you and you alone. And I think I verbalized that, but if I haven't until just this moment, I trust you and you're beautiful.
Okay, well, if we are all in, then I say we party and then we go home and we get books and we earn everything down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds like a plan. So we're staying here. Are we leaving? When are we leaving to go back to your place?
When's the festival above table? I don't remember.
So the
how long you've
festival
been here.
it was in 3 days from the day that you arrived. So tomorrow it'll be in 2 days, but there'll be 2 full days. And so the festival, I guess, is still in 3 days under concept. But you have 2 days before the festival kicks off.
Yeah, and it was several days travel, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is several days travel.
Yeah, so we shouldn't leave before the festival. There's no point in that.
Okay, so we'll stick around for the festival. We'll go back and we'll hit the books. Sounds like a plan.
And in the meantime, I'm sure there is more we can find here.
Oh, no doubt.
There is trouble to come to us yet.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of trouble to come with us, I was talking to Erwin downstairs, and he said that he left a note about Lady Wachter coming asking after us. We were just talking with Mwezi-Mwezi about that outside. What do we all think about that? I have my thoughts, but I want to hear from y'all.
Frankly, exhausting. I have no time for whatever it is that she is up to. I appreciate that you're on that because I simply have not been thinking about it.
Hey, she does not sound. Wait, what? Would I even know that?
I mean, I did have some level of information. Like I do know her, and I do believe I relayed my like personal like history with her as like a
the big keys that all of you definitely know.
law noble.
Yeah. Noble used to be in more power, hates the Baron because the Baron kind of causes offense to Strahd, is a Strahd loyalist. Has schemes, maybe a cult-related thing going on. But you're not 100% sure on any of the details on that. But that's pretty much, and she's very severe and mean. And you all saw her just like switch whip one of the spy servant when they were walking back. Back to it. So she's not. She's
been a.
She's just not mean verbally. She is a severely cruel person. It seems.
Yeah. If we stay here till the festival, there's almost no way that she does not come and try to meet us again. Probably tomorrow.
Is there somewhere else we were thinking about visiting? Any new friends in town, perhaps, who have invited us to their beautiful estates?
How long is
get around? I'm asking if you've made any friends we can crash with.
How long is it till the meeting I have to return to at
That's
Luxie's,
tomorrow
right?
night.
Tomorrow night.
Rather later tonight, because it's like 4 a.m. But
I've made no friends, but if my memory serves, Scratch is very good at making new friends and finding places to sleep. So I'm sure she could send us somewhere.
There is the place that
Thank you.
With what I was doing for Lady Eva, Blixie's, the toy shop. I'm supposed to go there later today.
Yeah, maybe we could see if one of your new pals could put us up. There's that family in the stocks. We could swing by there tomorrow and see if they have room for us.
We could. Oh my gosh, that's such a good idea, Scratch. Let's do that. We have made friends. I've simply forgotten immediately. That bartender gave me something strong.
They may be there while we offer to house sit and then crash place.
Yes. Oh, yeah. See,
while you all are incarcerated, can we sleep in your beds?
It's an empty house that's free for the taking, right? I believe.
We'll keep it safe from squatters.
Yeah. By sleeping there
Well,
for an indefined amount of time.
I'm going to have, for the group, I'm going to have you all roll insight, history, or, insight or history, either check, whatever's higher for you.
16.
19 insight.
For history.
7.
15?
15. The 15 is 16 and 19. Esther, you didn't really comment on any of the religious material in this room. You just clocked it, correct?
Oh, this is the first time I've been in this room, I believe.
No, you went into this room. I feel like you went into this room.
I went to go watch the cart, and then we immediately turned around to go find Scratch before we made it to the hotel room.
I thought before you went to
and I was waiting outside.
I thought before you guys went to the cart, you hit the room up.
I am
maybe not.
I thought specifically because Esther was the one who got the really good religion check and was like, "Oh, this is fucking pumped up."
So the room is very, very adorned with religious symbolism from various things from various structures. Some you recognize, some you don't, but you do all recognize it as religious iconography. And I believe you know that consecrating a place to be protected like that requires either, some sort of magical blessing, divine power, a place that has existed in the space of a miracle, or if enough religious iconography and artifact that is built from a place of actual faith is in the same space, it automatically does it because there's enough energy coming off the objects themselves. So I'm going to say that Esther, since you rolled the highest and conveniently, you remember that. So one cool thing about this room in particular is that it probably can't let any supernatural things get at you that are unwelcome. But the negative consequence of that is Lady Wachter knows that you're staying at the Blue Water Inn. So if you go somewhere else, you may not have that same protection that this room is inherently giving you.
Esther immediately shares this understanding with the rest of her party members.
So basically, the choice is, do we want to run into Strahd or do we want to run into Wachter? I know which one I'd pick.
The one with the dorky voice that you can easily swirly in the toilet.
I would rather trust the spirits myself. I think we should stay here.
I agree.
Right. Yeah. But we'll keep our it seems like this is definitely our first choice. But let's keep our options open. Let's see what happens.
Options open. You also know, you all might suspect this, and then Belladonna, Erwin's not going to be super chill if Lady Wachter just tries to roll upstairs into the rooms. That the Mardikovs are. Erwin Mardikov is not particularly a power player here, but the Blue Water Inn is a community place, and he has a lot of sway with many of the population of being no, don't go fucking up the nice place that everyone can drink at and is open all night and everything. And so that he'd at least do his best to avoid them just busting up into your room. So you're is there anything you all want to do before you go to sleep for the night?
I think the only thing that Esther would do is walking past Belladonna, she'll just reach out and give her a hand squeeze, just a reassuring grandmother-esque hand squeeze, and then she just keeps walking to her own bed to sleep.
I think Belladonna will return that hand squeeze and try to convey the familiarity. I see me, but I also saw you, so see me.
We're seeing each other.
A hand squeeze that says "Ditto, girl," if possible.
Okay, so only question for going to rest at night is: do you all do a rotation of watch or no? And it doesn't have to be that formal of a watch because you're in an enclosed space. It could just be someone's I'm going to hang out and read a little bit and be awake while the rest of the group goes to sleep. You don't have to patrol or anything. But do you all do a watch rotation?
Esther will automatically do a early morning watch anyway if she's awake.
I think that Belladonna, inversely, by accident, will be up late.
Yeah.
So I think just by our sleep schedules,
you all figure it out and you all do watch. any damage, you like feel free to long rest, clear out any damages or any used like abilities at this point, because you will get a long rest. And because you chose to stay in the room, no dreams reach any of you as far as like weird prophetic stuff or someone dream walking. You are all able to rest as well as you normally would in your current scenario. No supernatural or magical nonsense makes its way into the room. I'm going to say, Esther, since you're on the last one, you're going to be responsible for the perception check. But you can roll it with advantage because it is an easy thing to spot. It's not a very high DC. It's a very easy
19.
thing to catch. You see a note slide under the door with no knock, Esther, that has a handwritten handwritten note from Erwin. Erwin, that just says, take the side entrance. Take the side entrance. I've got a guy looking out for Wachter. I've got a guy looking out for Wachter. Don't come into the main room. Her sons are here.
I just immediately like post that to
Yeah.
the door, so everyone has to see it on their way out.
And so, but otherwise, you all have a long rest. You all have like the morning light comes. Nothing dramatic happens in dream or in sleep. No one tries to interrupt you all. Whoever will open the door first will find a collection of plates of food. Like a little tray with different little bowls of like generic kind of breakfast food with some bread and everything like that. Just something light but edible. And because it's Erwin, a small little bill to be paid when it is that just says to be paid in privacy. And everything being like, you need food and you can't go down to the main area if you listen to my note. So I'm just gonna assume you want it and charge you for it. It's all part of the package. It's just it's
not
just
part
10
of the package.
copper
It's
for
a la
lunch.
carte.
A
It's
la
a
carte. It's just 10 copper
Yeah.
that's on the bill for the whole lot of it. It's not like a lot because it's not a lot of significant food. But yeah, you are in Vallaki. Your suspicion is still a 2. Lady Wachter knowing where you are doesn't really change that for the Baron. And everything. You know that at the end of this night, it's kind of late in the morning. It's probably like 10, 11 a.m. So it's very brunch time. You know, later this night, Mwezi-Mwezi is supposed to go back to Blinksy's to meet with a contact. Otherwise, festival's in a couple days. And the information that you are aware of is that that with Lady Wachter looking for you, there is also, you know, obviously still Rictavio, and not really knowing 100% what his deal is. There is St. Andrew's Church, which is where Arena's staying, where she went to. And then otherwise, you know, other than what you've seen, there's, you know, other stuff in the town, but like, what do you all do with this day?
I think I'm going to probably take it easy and hang around the hotel room for whatever I got going on later tonight. Just because that's the big thing I need to focus on, and it's so present. So yeah, boring answer, but that's what I got for you.
That ADHD, I can't do anything until the scheduled appointment thing gets done. So I might as well just hang out and accomplish 0 other tasks until that meeting happens. Understandable. What about the rest of the group?
Scratch doesn't have anything in particular in mind other than maybe Rictavio, but other than that, like mostly right now Scratch is kind of paranoid and watching over her shoulder for like Wachter or any of her agents. So and she's thinking tactically now that she knows that they're being hunted more or less. So she's probably not going to wander around too much, but she probably will take a quick stroll around like the town square or like any public place and just wander back to the room after a while, and then see if anybody follows her or anything.
All right, Esther.
Esther will tag along with anybody leaving the hotel room, whether Belladonna's leaving or not, or Scratch. I guess it depends on who's going to the more exciting place. But she wants to use the like strolling around time to try to like listen in on whether people are talking about the festival. Probably not in bad ways, but like it seems like it's mandatory and you can't make fun of it. So there's some sort of like significant. She's trying to get more gossip on what that could possibly entail.
That is 100% fair. And then what is Belladonna up to?
I think Belladonna would probably honestly offer to accompany Esther wherever Esther wanted to go. Because of anyone, Esther seems most like the tourist. And I can help you out and show you around. I wanted to ask a clarifying rules question here because I think it's caught up why I was confused on one of my warlock rules. So let me I thought I could change my spells because I have the Pact of the Tome, which is at the end of a short or long rest, I conjure a book, my Book of Shadows, and I choose my 3 cantrips and 2 level 1 spells.
Okay.
So that's
then yes, you
what
can.
I
Then.
was talking about.
Okay.
So,
yes, that makes
you need to
sense.
clarify that because I'm confirming some spell switches. Here.
Yep. Yeah.
I would like to go to the kitty cat in the box if we're out for a stroll just at some point, because I don't think I've gotten to really see the kitty cat in the box.
Yeah.
Kitty cat.
Yeah, let's go see the kitty cat.
Oh,
Absolutely.
the Rictavio's thing. I was
Yeah.
sitting there like, what
Okay,
are you?
that's crazy because this is the second time this session we've said that. So
Yeah,
feels like you should have gotten that one.
I should have.
That one was.
I was like, when was Scratch in a box? And
the first time it was
box.
the first time it was said, that's what I thought, but I just rolled with it. And I was like, oh right,
kitty cat in a box. Okay, so yeah, so Mwezi-Mwezi, you hang out in the room. The other 3, I'm just going to keep you all together because there's no reason that you all can't be. Scratch's own journey will take them around. 3 sets of eyes on watching if anyone's noticing you is better than 1, even because it's not like it's not like you all are so nondescript that they wouldn't be able to identify most of you individually. It's not like it's like, well, there's a walking, talking house cat, but they're not with they're not with these, or they're only with 2 rather than 3 people, or they're by themselves. Must be a different walking, talking house cat. So the 3 of you go on your little journey through town. So for Scratch, I'm gonna say for you, you're looking around, you're kind of eyeballing things. When you all make it to town square, you can see that everybody's still in the stocks, and now there are guards watching the stocks, and the donkey heads are still on. Nobody's really engaging with that. They're just all sort of like walking around and trying not to like notice it too much, which is pretty typical. The people in the stocks are not like calling out or anything like that. They're just sitting there. So it's not a particularly exciting sight. But I am gonna say Scratch will go with perception.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say in general, or the three that are out, just give me a straight up perception check, and separately from that, Esther, can you give me a investigation check, and then Belladonna, can you give me a I'm gonna go with insight.
Okay, I got a 14 for my perception and 19 for my insight.
Scratch got nat 20 on perception.
Nat 20 on perception, perfect. And then Esther?
I got a 7 on perception and almost 23, but actually a natural 1 on my investigation.
Okay. So, thankfully you were all grouped up. Scratch, you take time to look around now that you're in tactical mode of being like, we don't want to get caught. We don't want to have anything come up. So with a nat 20, I can say above table confidently, nobody's gonna, or Lady Wachter and Lady Wachter's spy are not going to happen across you during today.
Okay.
Yeah, so you do not need to worry about that. I'm not going to keep you rolling for that constantly, waiting for you to fail.
Okay.
A nat 20 deserves, that is, you can choose to engage with them, but they are not going to happen upon you unless you confront them.
No. And for the purposes of like the role play, I'm gonna treat this as basically like Scratch is there. She may engage in like conversation a little bit, on the level of like, kind of like, oh yeah, but like, like her two companions could tell because they know her pretty well by it now that she's just on full alert mode.
Yeah, it's that Scratch has 2 gears. Well, 3 gears, I suppose. I guess 4 gears. Scratch has 4 gears. Asleep. Cat, yeah, full asleep cat style. Incredibly violent and ready to attack. Incredibly chill to a maybe concerning degree, and a vigilance that the other 3 don't imply that Scratch has. Of being like, because none of the other 3 imply it's like, oh, it's not that Scratch isn't tactically minded or strategy minded, and maybe the confidence on some of the other things is like, oh, it's because they are able to lock in once the danger sense comes in, and so they're not worried
Pretty
until
much.
that's on. But for Esther, you were trying to learn a little bit more about the festival. You do not learn more about the festival, but you do get a rumor with a nat 1, and I need you not to associate the nat 1 with this being a lie, because it is not a lie. It is just a rumor that you weren't looking for. There is somebody in one of the shops you're talking about being like, oh, you hear people muttering about taking a girl, and it's like, yeah, a lot of folk have gone missing, mostly elderly or the young, over the past couple weeks. Baron hasn't really said much about it, but it's happening and everything. And they're like, yeah, I think I saw something, but it was so late, and who knows the comings and goings of folk. But I don't see why anyone would want to go to the lake. Lake that late at night, like it's so dark out there, it's pitch black. But when I told one of the guards, they said that it was probably just me seeing spirits, which, I mean, maybe. And so you overhear that conversation about people missing and somebody going to a lake late at night. It's the only kind of strange behavior. And then Belladonna, you were doing tour guiding items, correct?
Yeah, I was giving a little, tour guidey items with interest in stopping by the Rictavios.
Oh, well, yeah, definitely getting to the Rictavio side of things. So Belladonna, On your investigation, I think you got a 7, was it? 9? It was a low number.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was a
Sub 10.
7. It was sub 10. No, wait, sorry. It was 14 and 19. Wasn't
14
it?
and 19. Oh yeah, you were high.
I got a 7 on my last one.
Yeah.
It was my
So
second.
now, so with a 14, you clock that Scratch is doing excellent reconnaissance and almost seems like a born and bred Barovian with how seemingly paranoid they seem to be acting, which is perfect. And which lets you kind of like gives you time to like more openly kind of like look and perceive around this. What you find out, Belladonna, about like the upcoming festival, or what you learned, is that you would not recognize the Blazing Sun Festival, and it is the first Blazing Sun Festival. So you confirm that other festivals have happened, and you were right initially to be like, oh, it kind of sounded like it could be this one or this one, but Blazing Sun is unique and it's brand new, and nobody knows what to expect from it. The other festival, the one around what's it called? The Wolf's Head Jamboree. That's been going on for a while. You hadn't seen it quite up to its extremism of when you entered the place, but the Wolf's Head Jamboree is like a thing that happens, and usually it's just people go out and hunt wolves. And then that's it. But it's escalated, it's elevated. But the Blazing Sun coming right after it is a little bit interesting. You also reconfirm that there is a Vistani camp kind of to the southwest of town nearby, that has been hanging out there for some time. You also find out with sort of like a 19 investigation that a lot of the kids had been distracted this morning because it seems like that bard that's been in the tavern has decided that he would put on a puppet show for the children back out at the stockyard by his wagon.
Yeah, a puppet show for children at the stockyard. I guess that's very Barovian.
Hey, the stockyard is just warehouses
Cool.
and a bunch of farm animals and stuff. It's not the stocks. It's not the stocks in town square.
No, I know.
Yeah, but
No,
yeah.
I know. Yeah, it's a puppet show for the children in the industrial district.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
strange.
yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
I
it's where his
understand
wagon
that.
is. But yes, he does. So you do know that he is probably there right now. You'd think it'd be at the inn he's been hanging out at, because it's not like children can't go into taverns.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's weird. That's why that's suspicious that he took them to the stockyard. Crazy.
At least it's a
Already
public
donkey
place.
mask motif.
But yeah, and so you find out that. So you know that nobody knows what's going on with the Festival of Blazing Sun. It's brand new. Things escalated with the Wolf's Head Jamboree and the old the puppet show that Rictavio is going to be putting on. And that's about the length of your knowledge. And so I imagine you all would head out because you do want to confront Rictavio. Do you want to interact with him, or do you want to avoid him?
I mean, he's here. Scratch does take a moment to be like, do we want to go talk to him? I'm okay either way.
He seems like a guy with a job, and that job is interacting with the public, and we are the public.
Oh, you get off him.
Yeah, let's watch the show, and then we can chat him up after.
Yeah, seems fine.
Sure.
We don't have to let him know that we've seen him feed his large, scary beast.
I would love to watch whimsical puppet show.
Scratch thinks, but doesn't say. I'd like to. I don't know. Something about feed my large, scary beast. Anyway.
There's something there somewhere.
Yeah. So we watched the puppet show.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, you all head back to the stockyard. You can hear it before you see it. Immediately recognize that some magic is enhancing the loudness of his voice. So the whole stockyard is able to hear this puppet show. Puppet show.
I bet the workers love it.
Oh, they do. They do love it. They can I get all of you to please give me a wisdom saving throw, the three of you, as you roll up?
16.
8.
9.
I got a 16, an 8, and a 9. For Scratch and Belladonna, this is so boring. This puppet show is about a lady and a princess that's in a tower, and a person has to protect them from like a hydra dragon of some kind and everything. And it's so by the numbers boring. And that's the puppet show that Scratch and Belladonna are hearing and seeing.
Do the kids like it though?
The kids seem very enthusiastic about it.
Cool.
Esther.
I don't have to like it.
But they are... Give me an insight check. It's going to have to be with disadvantage on the kids.
Can I roll that too? I was about
Both
to
of
ask
you.
the exact same
Yeah, both of you. Yeah, that's what I meant. Both of you.
How enthralled are the children?
I swear, I want to take a picture of this because I rolled a 20 and a 19.
Ooh,
so that's
very
a
good.
20 even.
Dirty 20. And then what about Belladonna? Yep.
Doesn't seem like it matters. 12.
12. So Belladonna, the kids seem happy with it. You can't help but judge it for its obvious step. Like, there's nothing unique or impressive about this story. Any person could probably have told this story. And everything. Scratch, you notice that the children are laughing at different points than they should be. At first, it seems like fine and cheering at different points. The children's behavior doesn't seem to match that of the adults' behavior. Esther, since you got high enough on your save, you are watching watching this puppet show, and you are watching a wooden puppet that looks like a knight in shining armor, and another wooden puppet that looks like a kind of a classic mage, and they're kind of on the same apparatus. And then you see someone that you know is like a caricature of Strahd, and right now he's on a wooden, like he's on a little stage set with a little like flat background. Is like, oh no, you found me on the toilet, and all the kids suddenly laugh, and then the knight, and it's like, well, I'd ask you not to piss yourself, but it seems we're a little too late, and all the children laugh, and it's just a bunch of dunks on Strahd. Actively, and the children are all laughing appropriately at this very childish mocking. Like Strahd tries to attack them. I'm gonna bite you, and tumbles and falls down and trips himself over his pants that are down, and pants that are down. Is like, better hope there's no werewolves around. What with that full moon showing, and they kind of go on with that. It's not brilliant, but it is very much in the style of like mockery that children enjoy as they're all doing this. So eventually, Esther, how do you respond to something like this, where it's like a mocking children's play? Because I don't think you need to roll anymore. This is not the kind of thing you would expect anyone to just like do in Barovia, is just make a fun little puppet show where Strahd is the butt of the joke on every joke.
I think our initial reaction is to look at Belladonna, and if Belladonna's, is there a concept that I've passed this wisdom save to see it, or is it like I'm just like, oh, that's the show that's happening? Because if I can't tell that it was any sort of like disguising magic, I'm just gonna look at Belladonna and be like, oh, well, if this is fine, and I'm just lightly chuckling along with the show at appropriate times.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that you walked into a spell zone and like you had to resist something. I don't think you know exactly what it is because you didn't have like you had a high enough save to pass, but it wasn't like an amazing number. So, but you do know that something is being cast, and I think with you looking at this for a bit, looking at Belladonna and Scratch is watching the kids. Belladonna is like looking around. Neither of them are really reacting the same way the kids. None of the adults seem to be reacting the same way as the kids.
I would look at my two party members then and be like, so we're all seeing the make fun of Strahd show happening. Yes? That's in front of us.
Gretch looks surprised and then like looks back, and now she's paying attention closely to the boring ass puppet show, trying to see if there's some sort of like subtext or if there's like something that she's not picking up on.
My media literacy is actually pretty high. I think I would have picked up on the themes.
Esther will start like narrating out loud then for like the next couple of minutes to hopefully like catch, but like quietly, like just not like
Can Belladonna make an insight check to stop her from doing that, even if I don't know why she's doing that? To just
like whispering to the
can I have advantage because of everything that's happening?
So
everything I know.
I don't think you'll need to. I'm not going to make anyone roll here. As Esther even begins to start doing it, since they've mentioned it, and it brings to light to both of you that you're not maybe seeing the same show, you both pass this like wisdom save check to see through this spell and everything because someone has revealed the illusion to you. And the two of you now see it. So as Esther begins trying to explain it, I'm just gonna say, Belladonna, you can just like hand to Matt, like stop Esther from saying any words.
Yeah, like fully hand on face. Oh no, yes, I understand. Very subtle subtext. I can see the criticism of government as a whole, but it is, fringe insight. Very, very subtle for puppet show. Thank you, Esther.
I know what Belladonna's trying to do right here, but in juxtaposition, the puppet show in this moment further against this. Currently, the wizard has Strahd over his lap and is spanking him. I know that you're trying to dissociate the language from what we could possibly be seeing, but only further more embarrassment to the Strahd puppet. The show continues. It's not a particularly long run. It is for kids. So you came into it whenever you came in, and it only lasts about 10, 15 more minutes. And all of the kids cheer, and the adults clap too, without the level of enthusiasm and everything. And then I need you all to roll me a Arcana check. You're not compelled to do anything here. This is just for you if you can recognize this.
17.
Ooh, 19.
The three of you catch the moment. The moment he says this, because you catch that a minor spell is being cast on the children. And in theory on yourself, though it will not apply to any of you. And it's like, and remember, kids, Rictavia's plays are unique every time, but it's best not to spoil them to your friends. So mum's the word so that you can let them be excited. about it. Because sometimes Rictavio's gotten a little old and he forgets and maybe does the same play again. So everyone say after me, secret, secret, and then puts his finger over his lips and casts them so that they cannot speak of what was specifically in this play. They just know that it is there, and the children all like say the things, and you notice that many of the adults do too, but with high enough rolls on the Arcana, you know that there was no spell cast on them. They didn't see the play anyway, so it wouldn't matter even if they said something. They all just think it's a fun part of the thing. And Rictavio, the crowd separates and applauds and everything, and now Rictavio's left with his puppets. And three of you.
Scratch, I guess, is the first to go up to Rictavio and say, "Hey, great show."
Why, thank you so much.
Above the table, did we want to talk to him about anything besides the tiger, or was it just the tiger?
Above the table, I was going to talk to the tiger. I wasn't even going to talk to Rictavio. I confirmed switching my spells so I could have speak with animals because I was just going to talk right to the tiger about what was going on.
Oh, I mean, you can say that you can say that you discussed this on the journey if you want to strategize for how Belladonna can talk to the tiger.
I'm just saying because we're just keep kind of coming back to whether or not we're talking to Rictavio. Just clarity. My plan was not to talk to Rictavio.
Okay.
You guys can, and I can sneak off and talk.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
If there's one thing we're good at is distracting people.
Yeah.
Very true. It is surprising. I have found people more distracting than me.
Okay. So yeah, then in that case, while Belladonna sneaks off to go speak to the tiger, I'm very excited for that, by the way, as a player. You know how much I love speak to animals. Scratch is just like I guess is there an answer to my question?
What? That you were going to speak to Rictavio?
Yeah, was there anything we wanted to talk to him about besides the tiger?
What is it? I want to know what he's doing at the fair. Just his general, like,
what's your vibe,
here.
Guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Esther knows he's got that slogan on his cart that's like the Lathander, like, Holy Order, the Lightbringers.
Yeah. And
like their kind of like casual chit chat slogan, their hoorah, if you will. And he's got that carved in his cart. So Esther's like, well, that's gotta be weird. And everything. And then it is strange. I think Esther, Scratch, and anyone that's heard him speak recognizes that he doesn't have any kind of accent that you know from Barovia so far. You've heard a few, and he doesn't sound like anyone you've met. He sounds very Faerun Foldy. As far as like his type of speech, and so he sounds a little bit more like an outsider, like the rest of you, like the rest of you. But and then there's of course the tiger. Those are what you know.
Okay. Oh, I remember one of the main things I think Scratch was curious about was if this guy looked like anyone they recognized from the previous circus.
Looking upon him, he doesn't look familiar at all. The only person that has any sort of, and this is not related to the circus, odd familiarity for him is Belladonna, but it's not from the circus.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Scratch is, just, I guess, makes a little chit chat, just like, hey, what's yeah, I mean, aside from if he isn't related to the previous carnival, then Scratch is pretty satisfied. She's mostly just, oh wait, no, he knows something about that clockwork thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. Okay. So Scratch walks up, hey, great show. Really liked it.
Why, thank you so much. I always appreciate compliments from the public and people that appreciate fine art. Princess Tower, classic story, always works for the little kids.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the, I'm not much of a political reader myself, but I was a big fan of some of the subtext I was able to pick up on.
Roll real quick.
So, are you?
You can keep going.
Something?
I'm just gonna roll something.
Okay. Great. So, Scratch is like, yeah. So, I was just out by one of the local proprietors places at a toy shop just down the road, and got to talking about some stuff, chit-chatting, and they were telling me about a real interesting see, I'm an artificer. I work with mechanics, tools, stuff like that. I like to, weave a little magic into it. If you're familiar. Anyway, I have a particular interest in clockwork mechanisms. Automation is huge. So I brought that up, and he told me about a real interesting artifact around east of here. Trying to
broadly speak, yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, and he said that you might know a little bit about this. Do you know what I'm talking about?
And he goes, an out-of-towner. Yeah, you're talking about Blinksies, and you're talking about the work of Fritz von Verg.
Yeah, that's
Clockwork Man, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a little bit about that. I used to talk with Fritz on occasion. And I was interacted with him a couple times while I think he was working on that very piece, yes.
Oh, very nice. Well, I've definitely got a plan to go out there and, if I happen to be in the area, scoop it up. Is there anything you can tell me about it? Anything particularly interesting or anything about it?
I do have some things we could talk about it, but maybe we should go grab something to drink or something to eat while we talk about it. Maybe not. And he looks around here. Rictavio is the name.
Mhm.
And
Scratch.
Scratch.
And this is Esther.
Esther. Rictavio's a man that looks like he's in his early 70s, and Esther is bait for him. And he goes, "Well, a pleasure to meet you." And he bows so deep.
I put out a hand for a kiss.
He holds your hand and he's like, "I have not earned yet the honor to place lips upon these fingers, but I will one day. I assure you, madam." And then he releases it.
And I turn to Scratch immediately and go, "Finally, a man who understands." And
if this is the company I'm about to keep, I consider myself well rewarded for my performing arts. Let's go get something to drink and eat, maybe. And he is fully distracted by you. No roll necessary, because why would anyone go up to his cart while he was doing that? And if Esther had not joined, he would have been less distracted. But let us. We're gonna. I want to do something with Mwezi-Mwezi, and I want to do something with the Speak with Animals. So we're going to jump back to Mwezi-Mwezi real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to jump back to Belladonna. Mwezi-Mwezi very briefly. The day is boring for a couple of hours. Nothing's happening. You're in your room. How's Mwezi-Mwezi occupying himself in this room?
I believe he is just is kind of pacing around, trying to relax, like trying to stay loose physically and alert.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, basically kind of like like an athlete before like a big getting ready for a game, getting right in the right mindset because his expectations are about to get into some type of big battle.
Give me just a moment. That makes a ton of sense. You begin hearing a scuffle happening downstairs. Two voices yelling pretty loudly, and then you hear like a crash of what sounds like a table and some cups and some plates.
I hesitate a bit, like hearing that, but I just immediately run out and go down there to kind of see what's going on.
You run out to go down there. You see two men, two grown men.
Quick question.
Yeah.
What for?
Human.
Okay.
Human form. You see two grown men arguing and shoving each other and knocking each other into things as a younger looking version of Erwin Mardikoff, someone that you'd immediately assume is like a son or a young nephew or something like that. Reads almost exactly the same shape and size, just like 25 years younger, is trying to stop them, and some other people are like cheering these two on as these two men are escalating in a fight, yelling at each other, though it's mostly insults at this point. There isn't like a clear subject matter that they're yelling at each other, and they're just like, "You've always been younger and more pathetic. You couldn't handle me if I actually didn't hold back." And the other man is just yelling back, "I absolutely could clean your clock any day of the week. Just try me." And like the Mardikoff that is currently is like, "Hey, everyone, calm down. You can do this outside. You don't need to mess up the inn." What does Mwezi-Mwezi do?
How well does it seem like the Markovs have the situation controlled?
Not well in hand. This man, maybe his father would have, or his father or uncle would have been able to stop this, but this is just a young, thinner. He's smaller in form. He's not particularly small, but he's very average built. He does not look like he's had a lot of like combat under his days or hard life living. So
okay.
And these two men that are attacking each other are absolutely look like ne'er-do-wells, like raw-boned motherfuckers.
So Mwezi-Mwezi's gonna walk over there and just put his arm down on one of their shoulders and say, "Friend, there are people who are trying to arrest. Do you need to do this here? Do you need to fight at all?"
Give me either persuasion or intimidation check, Mwezi-Mwezi.
Same. Well,
Mwezi-Mwezi, please give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, I have advantage on that. That would be a 16.
16 is enough. You manage to dodge out of the way as a fist is swung at you, not by the brother whose hand you had on the shoulder, but the other brother who just yells, "Don't touch my brother!" and swings at you. And we will rejoin you in initiative next session because you are now in a fight, Mwezi-Mwezi. But to cap this episode, let's go to back to Rictavio's wagon and a secretive Belladonna that has approached it very quietly and stealthily. Belladonna, you approach. You can hear the animal breathing. It's not making a ruckus. It sounds like maybe it's mostly sleeping. But it is a feline creature as you've been informed, so you know it's an easy thing to wake up at any given moment, as feline predators are. What do you do? How do you approach, and what is your method here to speak with this entrapped creature?
I will again. I will approach quietly, stealthily, as the puppet show's wrapping up and people are clapping and congratulating. And I will cast Druidcraft to make a light spring breeze, a warm breeze blow gently through the grates of the tiger's enclosure. And if I can put some extra mustard on it, maybe make it smell like the sea, like seagrass and salt water, something that might rouse the creature slightly while I tap on the sides. And after a round of letting that waft so I can cast my next spell, I will cast Speak with Animals and just kind of, yoo-hoo, hello.
Strange smell. Hello.
Strange smell. Have you never been to the seaside?
Smell is not for here.
No, it is just pleasant. Do you know where you are?
Village in forsaken place.
The forsaken place, yes. And do you know why you are here?
Violence. I am to be violence.
And do you know who you are supposed to be violent against?
The dead ones. Disgusting dead ones.
Yes, the dead ones. Like the undead, the moving dead, the shambling corpses.
They will not move soon after I greet them with my teeth.
And the ones who are not dead, the living?
One his stink I am familiar with. Another hers I am familiar with. I do not know who they are, but I will know them by their smell, and I will tear them from this living coil and drink their blood and eat their meat as my reward for dealing with the disgusting ones.
That is very good plan. Very noble goal, creature. Thank you for being here. I am from this land. Thank you for coming to help us. But I ask only as one of the living of this land. In your mission, please, although you are a great, vicious, violent creature of destruction, I can see that even through these bars. I am sure you are also wise and clever, and I bet you are nimble. So please make sure you do not let any of the ones who are living get in your way. Will you do that for me? And I will find other rewards for you. I know many more living things that deserve to die.
Give me a persuasion check.
Is it 24?
This promise pleases me. I will not
but attack those that I am targeted to. You will tell me your name, Beast Speaker.
I am Belladonna Amaryllis. If you cannot speak to me, you can speak to the other animals and tell them to send the bugs to me. I can always speak to the bees.
Strange, but well met, Belladonna. You are wise to understand the dangers and capabilities that I bring to any situation I so choose to impose myself upon. I appreciate your respect, and I will heed your both compliment and concern. Trust that the Bloodseeker will focus on those that he has already discussed with his partner to consume, and none other.
The Bloodseeker, is that your name?
It is my title, my name.
And what would you like to be called?
The only other name I go by is Snowball. It is what he calls me.
Is that what you would like to be called? I do not refer to people by their names, but what they would like to be called.
I like my title, but if you bring me meat, I will more than happy allow you to be using my given name of Snowball.
Okay. Bloodseeker, until we meet again.
Oh, I see what you did there. Very clever. I like a pun.
Like, Belladonna will disengage while she's ahead.
And you have now met Bloodseeker, aka Snowball, Rictavio's white saber-toothed tiger from far afield, and made a good impression on him.
Above the table, like, and from what he said, he was after us.
What,
to kill
Rictavio?
us?
No, he said that he was after
Bloodseeker.
Bloodseeker is after the things that are dead, and then he knows the smell of a man and a woman, but he does not know who they are.
Okay.
And certainly,
and he's on Rictavio's side, so I would imagine that is probably not us, and it would only be two of us. That would be strange.
Yeah, and it couldn't have possibly have been Belladonna, because it would be strange for him to be persuaded and me not to have him bring up, you smell like one of the people I'm supposed to eat, with a 24 persuasion. So yes, so as far as you know, it doesn't seem, you don't know who he's specifically after. You don't know really what Rictavio's plan is here, but you do know that he is supposed to kill undead things that are disgusting to taste, so probably things you would also like dead. And you do know that he is, you could at least infer that he perceives Rictavio as his partner, because you know that Rictavio feeds him. But with that, and with a fight breaking out for Mwezi-Mwezi, a delightful coffee date with Rictavio for Scratch and Esther, and a new strong and powerful ally made in the form of the white saber-toothed tiger that is here in Barovia, along with Rictavio by Belladonna, clutch 24. We will wait again until next time to find out the results of that, maybe what Rictavio's up to, and what's going to happen to poor Mwezi-Mwezi when they're all by themselves in the Blue Inn. I love that. I'm like, well, nothing could get to the room. There could be a scuffle downstairs in the main room. That can happen. Mwezi-Mwezi can choose to go to it or not.
Yeah, but
yeah.
You know,
I know how to bait. I know how to bait the good. I know how to bait a very good boy, and it's being like, there's a fight breaking out. Very good boy needs to know what it is. But until next time, where can people find you on the internet, Chimerror?
You can find me Chimerror.blacksky.app or Chimerror@beach.city.
What about you, AAA Ron?
You find me at AAA Ron on YouTube.
And you, Sunfye.
Find me at Sunfire DD on TikTok.
And of course, you can find me at Dying of Exposure across the internet. But where can people find you, Betty Buzzsaw?
In the IKEA demo shower, testing all the curtains.
That's so specific.
They're all opaque.
There you go. There you go. And until next time, you know what? Talk to cats. They might be nicer than you think. They might also bite you. You don't know, but you won't know unless you talk to them.
Same with people.
Same with people. Yeah. Only one of you got bitten by someone, and it was a cat being bitten by a person, not a person being bitten by a cat. That ends up working out extremely poetically. Wow. Anyway, bye everyone.
Bye.